Hi there, you guys. This, I think, is video number 4. Let's see if I get these uploaded in proper order. When we go to dinner, I know that my phone will be turned off at dinner and will stay off the entire night, where I will not be accessible to see messages until about 10 o'clock the next day, 10:30. If it's a day where we have a day trip, obviously I'm going to be there for the time we leave, which is, I'm going to guess 8, 8:30, 9. So you'll see me then. And that is 6. You're going to see me every night at dinner, so you can ask questions at dinner. On the 6 day trips, although I think we have 7 now, we have time to ask questions on the vehicle, and that's my time to be available to you. During the day trip, I'm available for you. I myself need to recharge my body and get a really good night's sleep. And so a lot of times I'll take some really strong antihistamines to kind of knock me out. I put on an eye mask, I put on earplugs, I turn off my phone, and I'm dead to the world. And so you will see me the following morning. So you'll have every night at dinner, every day, all day on the day trips, on the walking orientation tour. On the days off, I don't know that I'll be available by phone prior to the dinner, but we only have 2 days where you guys are on your own. And the truth is, actually, one of the day trips, besides a cocktail party, cocktail aperitivo, we're going to theater. So even one of those day trips, you're going to see me at 6 o'clock. The day you arrive, you're going to see me, which is an extra day. So I'm going to ask you to kind of collect your questions, write them down, and then save your questions for when you see me. I want to limit my eyes with the blue light time. And ladies, I've got all kinds of pink glasses. I know, wherever, I don't care what they look like. When I find these pink lenses, they come in to cut down my eyes getting triggered. So I want to limit my screen time for researching, calling, and things I need to do. And I would prefer to limit the text messages. Plus, I can't always see right and write correctly, and I don't want to write the wrong response. So you'll have a little notepad where you can write down your questions, and I'll be available to help you with that. Okay. All right, I'm looking. Oh, let's talk about the vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Often I am in the front seat with the driver, assisting him with issues or discussing and planning some of the other trips, day trips that we've got, working things out. There are 3 rows, if my memory serves me. Gosh, I can't remember. It's a very lovely vehicle. I'm going to ask that the ladies rotate their positions, and no one person gets to declare this is my seat every single time, because that could cause problems. So I ask for courtesy to rotate the seats, and you should be able to pick up social clues from other people that if somebody's uncomfortable with you taking the same seat each time, then don't take the seat and be considerate. So we'll be fine. We're in an adult bunch of women. I went over that. Oh, tips for the driver. The minimum suggestion is 20%. And so the issue is, if all the day trips, I forget what it was like 685 euros plus 50 for the extra one. When you take 20% of that, that's 150 euros. So my recommendation, although you're free to do what you want, is to give him a minimum of 150 euro tip for the entire amount of trips. So if we're doing 7, so 150 divided by 7, that would be 140. That would be 20. So I don't know, maybe about 22 a day. I'm not sure. You guys can do the math. I will tell you that the driver made a lot of exceptions for me. and set up the PayPal, and he did not. And I told him to be careful of the fees. And I asked him when he quoted me to be very careful that he covered his expenses. And afterwards, he found out from his accountant he has a slightly higher charge, that right off the bat, he underbilled the women about 85 euros per woman for the entire week. So if we were giving him only 150 euro tip per woman, hypothetically speaking, the first 85 has to go back to recoup on a mistake he made. And next year we'll fix it out. But, you know, this is about taking care of the locals. It's not about hurting the locals. I doubt there's anywhere in the United States you could hire a private driver and have him service us the way he's going to service us for the prices of what we're paying. And so I do know that next year the driver will be higher because there was a mistake. And that's why I was even testing with you guys when we paid through PayPal. If you marked it donation or not donation, the fees jumped up. And so somebody could easily not mark it a donation, and then they double the fees. And I don't want to come back and have to charge every woman way more money. So I do understand that this was us trying to do the back. The trips to and from the airport don't have tips. And he won't do credit cards. Ladies, no credit cards for the driver. Not happening. So heads up on that. Bankomats, ATMs. Recommend you carry a hand sanitizer, a small package of tissues, mini flashlight. And if you use a bathroom, you should be consuming and paying for the services. People smoke in Italy. And if they're on a patio dining, that is considered outside, and they are allowed to smoke. So don't get your panties in a wad that the tables next to us are smoking. This is a very culturally acceptable behavior. It's not considered rude. It's not considered nasty or selfish. Now, I will tell you this, that I've seen people, and this pissed me off last summer, and I'll say something if I see it. They're at a table, and there'll be many non-smokers, but this person's a smoker. They'll take their cigarette and they'll hold their arm out. So, yeah, because it's not smoking during the whole meal. But when they stick their arm out to keep it away from their people, and their arm gets near me, I'll say, excuse me, your smoke is affecting me, because that is outright rude to do that transaction. If they think they don't want to interfere with their guests at their table, what makes you think that I want to smell their smoke? And I'll step in and I'll say something and I'll handle it. But I know that my sister and brother-in-law had a really difficult time because they didn't understand that smoking outdoors is legal. And I'm smirking because at Cafe degli Artisti, right by the door you go in, they have a little sliding glass window. And a lot of times the people will, go over the window and hang out, and it's the winter time and they don't want to go outside to smoke. So the Italians will light a cigarette, stick their arm out the window, and they'll just keep functioning and behaving, and then they'll put the cigarette outside, because the issue is they don't want to get fined. But they're inside the building, and they take the drag with their head out the window, put the cigarette back outside the window, and their body's inside. The police don't find them. But if a police officer comes by, you'll see them drop the cigarette in 2 seconds, and they'll say, well, I don't have a cigarette. So the Italians are infamous for this, so don't get your panties in a wad. Just know that every culture has different things. So you guys, I think I'm going to make lunch. These are just protocol and social tips and experience educational items that we will go back over it when we're there. But just know it. Oh, you don't put your purse on the ground. That's another thing. You do not put your purse, your primary purse. It's for reasons of theft and stealing. You don't put your purse on the back of your chair. You can put it on the side of your chair and in your lap or on you. That's fine. If we're in a really closed terrazza that there's no flow of people coming in and out, and there's nobody bringing dogs in there that pee and poop, then in that case, you'd be okay putting your purse on the ground. I'll let you guys know. But many Italians bring their dogs into restaurants, and they're out on the patios, and the dogs have accidents all the time. And so there's also an issue of rats sometimes running in the streets from the gutters, from the Roman ruins underneath. So the city has to come in and spray poisons. And you have no idea how many Italians have dogs and let the dogs crap on the street and don't pick it up. And they wait for the street sweeper to come by with the hose machine to hose everything down in the gutters. So whether it's a rat that ate the rat poison and died and could have disease, or an animal going to the bathroom, or bringing a big crate of fish that is dripping fish juice in a certain location on the street right next to the storekeeper's store, you don't really sit on the curbs that you step into for the storekeeper's store, although they wash them regularly, because you just don't really know. You don't know. A lot of times the teenagers are out at night and they're urinating on the streets because the kids want to stay out. It's part of the culture. So I have been yelled at by my Italian family endlessly that I am not to sit on curbs and you are not to put your bags down on the street. Now, if you have a carry bag, a backpack, that you can put down because that can be washed. But their opinion is a bag that you're going to pick up and put back on your hip, you now brought the germs from the street to your hip and you're touching it and it's taboo. So probably they'll not say anything to you, but they may look at you weird or go ahead and say something to somebody else, like, look at what they're doing. So this is a cultural experience, and so we got to be a sport, and it makes you more international and sensitive learning these things. I think that's about it, you guys. I'm going to tag the ladies on all these videos. Please, please, please watch all of these with this coat that I've got on, because they cover the majority of the things. And I'm trying to get this done before I leave because I got all my own stuff to take care of. Okay. Ciao, ladies. Bye.